What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to your favorite pond, the Coy Pond, episode 91. As you can see, we are back in studio with K-Dog, back from his adventure. As you guys know, you can find us on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcast, Amazon Music, and never forget to leave your question on SpeakPipe. As we get closer to the football season, we might see a couple more of those. And as always, check out the merch. We got a little bit of everything, anything you'd ever want and anything you'd ever need, pets included.
That's right. And Christmas is just around the corner now.
Yeah, Christmas is months away, not even, less than months away.
Once you have the Hall of Fame game,
Yes. Football starts.
Shopping should start.
Yes, football for the next 180 days.
That's right.
Or some amount of months, 6 months. I can't remember what the exact stat is. But football is inevitably back.
Yeah, I sent a joke the other day to my friend group about the Cowboys that said if there's ever a tornado, the place you should be is AT&T because there's never a touchdown.
Oh, Lord. That's... Cowboys fans are just not doing well right now. Don't worry. You haven't lost a home game yet.
That's right.
We'll wait for the Ravens and or Saints to come and play you right out of the gate.
One of them replied back and said, hey, still baseball season.
Yeah.
No. Hall of Fame game was Thursday night. No, it's not.
Yeah. Baseball gets October, and after that, no one cares. Well, not after that. Until that, no one cares.
Yeah, that's right.
But, Hall of Fame game.
Hall of Fame game.
Chargers,
baby, and the Lions. What a matchup.
That was not what I expected to see. Trey Lance looking good.
Yeah.
It's third strings. You got to temper expectations.
Keep in mind now, relative to his last performance in the preseason with the Cowboys, he had, I think, 5 interceptions. So
Harbaugh effect.
You can say it's just preseason, but so was that a year ago.
True.
And if you look at the body of work, he was much better.
Yeah,
the throws were much better.
The progression's crazy. You got psychotic fans thinking there's a quarterback battle. I love to see that. It's so funny.
Yeah.
But Disley caught a touchdown in the end zone.
Yeah.
Disley's back. I kind of love him as tight end 1, and Conklin will do a bunch of the blocking for him.
Yeah, right on. It very exciting. I mean, the Lions, we know that Coach Campbell wasn't exactly thrilled with their play.
Nope.
Turnovers, they lost the turnover battle badly.
They did.
And the Chargers just kind of took it to them on defense, right?
Yeah, they really did, and plenty of takeaways. It was kind of crazy to see that. Not something I'm used to as a Chargers fan, still getting used to that with Harbaugh and, the coordinator on the Chargers, I can't remember, who did an amazing job with their defense last season.
Yeah.
So, that's got me excited. I'm not going to overreact to it, except for Denzel Perryman being arrested on a felon charge for a gun.
Really?
So I don't think we'll be seeing him this year.
Oh, no.
That's unfortunate. I was really excited to have him back.
Did that happen in Ohio?
I don't know. I think they arrested him in California.
Okay.
I think it was like...
before they flew east.
Yeah, before or after. I'm not sure when that news broke, but...
well...
Yeah, tight.
There we go.
But yeah, so... That's that. For what it's worth, the defense has been working with rookies and unsigned players pretty well over the last year. Hell, Poona Ford got paid, so... It is what it is.
Yeah.
Life keeps moving.
Like you said, the Harbaugh effect, right?
Yes.
It happens across the board. I mean, you could just see the Chargers' fundamentals getting better than even last year. They look tougher to me than last year, and more disciplined.
And doing that against the Lions is a great little confidence booster in the preseason. Dan Campbell biting kneecaps off. I don't think it's an overreaction. I mean, I don't think it's a bad thing how bad the Lions were in that game. They have third strings. They don't want to get any of those players hurt that were hurt last year.
Yep.
But also, it's going to be a point early in the season while they figure it out, probably, is if they lose a couple, that coordinator effect.
Right.
Losing both your coordinators on offense and defense. Will it play as much of a role as people think it might? Yep. Will it have no effect because the talent is there and we can assume Jared Goff, James Williams, St. Brown knows what he's doing. Yeah. You know what I mean?
I think generally speaking, it reminds me of like in the early 90s when the Cowboys were winning Super Bowls.
Yeah.
Coordinators were leaving every year because of the success.
Mm-hmm.
I think as long as you have the core talent still in place, meaning the quarterback, running back, receiver, they can maintain. They know what they like to do.
Exactly.
And they're going to be heavily influential with the coaches that come in.
Yes.
So it might take a minute, but I think Jared Goff is still there. Dan Campbell's still there. I think the consistency, come week 1 or 2 is going to be pretty close to what it was at the end of last year.
I would agree with that. There's people, people have got to talk about something on all these news channels and sports podcasts and whatnot, including ourselves. I don't think there's any sense in overreacting to either side of that game.
Yeah.
We'll see what it really looks like in about a month.
Yep, exactly. And again, Antonio Gates went into the Hall of Fame.
Yes, that was
awesome. Let's
awesome
talk about that for a minute. What a great tight end. How can you not love the guy? Even if you're not a Chargers fan, the guy is just the perennial team player all his career. And if you didn't see it, the Antonio Gates giving kudos to Phil Rivers.
Yes, that was an awesome
pretty
video.
Sweet moment.
It was. And, I think they have the most touchdowns for a quarterback tight end duo ever in history. And Antonio Gates is the only player in the Hall of Fame that did not play in college.
Wow. No kidding.
Pretty sweet.
So Antonio Gates played basketball at Kent State, right?
Yep.
Okay, but
no
football.
Never played football in college.
That's unbelievable.
First player in the Hall of Fame never to play college ball.
Wow, to have that level of success too, right?
And he told a story during his speech where he said, there was a player, a corner or a defensive back maybe on the Raiders that he used to play in Madden or whatever game it was back then.
Yeah.
And
Tecmo Bowl.
Yeah, whatever. And he said, I caught a ball on him, and then I knew I belonged here, and that just cascaded the rest of his career.
No kidding.
So pretty sweet between him, Phillip Rivers, the whole thing. That was really cool to see.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, all the players are certainly deserving, but absolutely that guy's deserving for sure. So, one thing we wanted to anything else about the Hall of Fame game?
No, I will say the Chargers have their new Navy jerseys out.
All
they
right.
have that white and the yellow basically now.
Okay.
They look more like a homage to their 90s uniforms. Yeah. I am pumped for them to wear those uniforms and the helmets.
Oh, sweet.
It'll be exciting. I can't remember which weeks they said they're wearing them and against who, but I'm very excited for that uniform to come out.
Obviously, you'll put a picture of the uniform up here. But the helmet, what color is it?
It's navy with the white stripe, and I think it has a little bit of a yellow outline to it.
Shit.
So it looks way more like their late 90s, early 1000s uniforms.
Sweet.
It'd be sweet.
Yeah.
I'm very excited for that.
Yeah, very cool. Well, one thing we wanted to touch on is a little look back because it's relevant for this week, the 2021 first-round draft pick grades.
Yes.
And we got a couple players that are in the news this week.
Right.
Notables from... Actually, there's even more than I realized. I just
Yes.
looked. That was the draft 2021 in which Trey Lance was taken 3rd overall.
Yeah, the 49ers went up and got him, which was absolutely crazy then, and now you would say it's still crazy, technically.
Yeah, so here we were just talking about Trey Lance, and there he is. I didn't even notice that. Jamar Chase, obviously, by the Bengals at 5. Definitely an A-plus, pick right there. And then a nice flow right there. We have Jalen Waddle to the Dolphins at 6, Penei Sewell to the Lions at 7, J.C. Horn to the Panthers at 8, Pat Surtain to the Broncos at 9, and Devontae Smith, a receiver, to the Eagles at 10. All A-rated players now.
That was I wouldn't say loaded draft, but there was a lot of players that turned out to be really good.
That's really amazing.
Yeah.
So we go down to 12 and 13, and we're going to talk about 13 first. So Rashawn Slater, who's the massive offensive tackle for the Chargers.
Oh, yeah.
Just signed an incredible contract this week for, I believe it was $144 million.
Yep.
With about $29 million in guaranteed bonus money.
Crazy money for an offensive tackle or offensive lineman.
Is he the left tackle?
I don't know.
Okay.
Off the top of my head, I can't remember.
I wasn't sure either, but pretty wild, huh?
Huge money. You would have to assume.
So this guy clearly is going to play a key role in blocking for what's going to be Harbaugh's running machine.
Yes.
And that's going to be a fun thing to watch for sure.
Very exciting. I mean, he got paid more than I think, was it Surtain or Sutton? Cortland Sutton got paid this past week too.
Right, that's right.
And I think he got 4 years for like $90 million.
I think you're right.
So
offensive lineman got more than a receiver, right?
Yeah, that's kind of incredible, honestly.
So the other guy we want to talk about was one pick before Rashawn Slater. That was Micah Parsons at 12. Most people are probably aware of the contract situation going on between Jerry Jones,
oh my God,
the idiot, and Micah Parsons. And Jerry keeps saying stupid shit.
It's bad.
Like, Micah wants to be traded. Jerry says, fans, that ain't going to happen. And then he talks about, well, why would I pay you all this money if you're going to play 6 games because you were hurt the rest of the season like last year? Shut the fuck up, Jerry, and pay the man. You're only hurting your own team, and you don't understand the attention you get from this is not positive anyway. It doesn't sell more tickets, and it sure as hell does not make your team any better. It makes them worse.
No.
See last season, CeeDee Lamb. Last season with Dak Prescott. Please, Jerry, pull your head out of your ass and stop doing this crap.
It's unreal. I mean, it seems like every year there's a player on the Cowboys that has this moment.
It's exhausted. it's demoralizing. And and if obviously he's saying I want to be traded to get the contract done, but still, why go through all that?
It's unnecessary.
So,
Jerry acts like the Cowboys are broke.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, ESPN gobbles this up. That's the only conspiracy theory I can think, is that he wants this, but I'm not convinced anymore that he's smart enough to be doing this on purpose because of the way Micah's acting.
I think
which is fair.
Yeah, I completely agree with Micah Parsons. The Cowboys at practice, I think yesterday, got in a big circle and did some Micah Parsons chant.
They've been just switching profile pictures to Micah Parsons. It's getting a bit louder than I expected it to be. I thought there'd be some resistance and Jerry would drop a bag.
Yeah.
It hasn't happened yet.
Yep.
As of this episode, again, we are on vacation this week, so we're doing this a little early in case this comes out Wednesday and he gets paid Tuesday.
I think Michael Irvin was talking on some show this week saying they were talking about like a 10-year, $450 million contract.
Now, if they're figuring that out, that'd be crazy.
$45 million a year.
He's earned it.
It would make him 36 when he's done with that contract.
I bet you they're figuring out the stipulations and the fine details of what happens if he wants to hear, what if they want to do this.
Yeah. So,
not that they couldn't rework it.
I don't think he's getting traded, but if he did, they should get a bevy of picks for it, but I hope they don't.
There's been a lot of I've seen a lot of the hypothetical trades, and these are just people on TikTok. These are random idiots on ESPN, no different than us. It's really just the people throwing it out there, and people are saying some would have to give up 3 first-rounders. Some were saying you could get away with the right 1-to-1 with a thing of picks.
Yeah.
I'd be interested to see if he did get traded, what that would look like.
A couple of them that we saw, one of them was Washington sending Terry McLaurin.
That'd be crazy.
Second-round and third-round picks for 26, 27 for Micah Parsons. Seems a little light to me.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, the Ravens getting Micah Parsons, a receiver, an edge, and a first-round pick to the Cowboys.
A little bit better. But
yeah, I just don't think that's going to be happening.
Yeah, we'll have to see. But as always, it's same with Terry McLaurin, since you mentioned his name. There was a video of him hugging people at practice. Most of these players are going to stay right where they're at. It's only happened very few times where the player actually gets traded.
Yeah, that's right. I don't know if I mentioned it or not. Marv Levy, the legendary head coach of the Bills, to 4 straight Super Bowl appearances. Amazing. Turned 100 this week.
Good Lord.
I did not realize the guy was that old.
That's insane.
And he was actually at the Hall of Fame ceremony. And looked pretty damn good, honestly.
For 100, as long as you're there, that's impressive enough.
I was like, holy crap.
Some Sister Jean type shit.
Yeah, no kidding. The Washington Commanders.
Yes.
They have some information about their new stadium. Would you like to break that news on our show?
Something about RFK. I have no idea.
Yeah, just that they are. So it hasn't been in D.C.
Okay, right.
So the new stadium they built was in Landover, Maryland, FedEx Field.
Right.
And so now they have one step closer to moving back to D.C.
Okay.
And it'll be the site of RFK Stadium, which is where all the rivalries happened back in the years ago,
90s, 1000s,
long ago, yeah. And so that would be pretty cool because that stadium was, why teams want to build a new stadium and move away from where they've got all that aura, is beyond me. When the Cowboys tore down Texas Stadium and lost all that, legend,
legacy, moments in that building.
I get it. You want to build a new bright, shiny stadium and all that stuff, but
to get rid of all of that feeling and
that tradition,
yes,
it's kind of a bittersweet.
Yeah, and who was the idiot that said the Ravens and Commanders should share a stadium? Did you see someone come out and say that?
Really?
Someone came out and said that they think the Ravens and Commanders should somehow share a stadium, and it's like Ravens fans would be traveling an hour just to go see a game that's not in Baltimore, essentially, and I don't know. That was a couple weeks ago now, I think, but still, I can't believe anybody would even suggest that.
That is not happening, right?
No.
Yeah, crazy
no
stuff.
No shot in hell. But yeah, we'll have to see. The Commanders' building sites are moving. A lot of it depending on if I think the land was federally owned.
Oh, is that what it was?
For RFK, maybe?
I think you're right.
And, Trump's pushing for this Redskins stuff to come back, so I'm very curious to watch this unfold because you hear it. There's stats, everyone's got an opinion both ways, I'm curious if there's any way. I doubt it because of how much money that would cost the Commanders in general just to switch all of their uniforms, logos, all that stuff. But
imagine those merch sales, though.
I know.
Those fans would go crazy.
You would think, right?
Yeah. I mean, Commanders, the whole thing of the Washington football team to the Washington Commanders, which is better than football team. But,
yeah.
I mean, those fans probably be crazy and go back buying that shit like mad.
You would expect, and especially with the team's success right now, it's kind of their ability to make an identity around Jane Daniels and, kind of bring it up. And, they're probably just going to stick with Commanders. But I'm curious, Trump keeps it interesting.
And reportedly, again, that tribe, who is the actual...
I can't remember the name of the chief.
Yeah, the chief that is actually on the helmet. I mean, they were not happy about that being removed.
Because it was something about the recognition, wasn't it?
Right.
Like they like being recognized as...
And thought it was an honor and thought it was... So
I'll have to do my fact checking, but that's what I've seen the most of.
Right. And so if there's support for it, you would think, why did you even change it in the first place? So I don't know. Give it... Yeah. Well, we're skating on the edge right there,
We're on the edge. I think we have a cross, but, we'll see what happens. That's all I'm saying. We'll have to see what happens.
Hey, speaking of being on the edge, this week, I actually, in Dayton, Ohio, I saw a New York Jets license plate frame.
What the hell?
Yeah, I didn't even know there was anybody in the town
here
that,
cared for the Jets.
I was shocked.
Probably how they feel when they see Chargers stuff on my car. They're like,
Anyway, I was like, wow. That's
okay.
Interesting.
Good on him. He hasn't killed himself yet, so that's good.
Right. Well, let's wrap up our
2026.
Yep, Hall of Fame episode by talking about next year's Hall of Fame potential candidates.
Some pretty big ones for both of us.
There really are. And I don't know, and Drew Brees, you could throw him in, kind of.
Yeah.
But Larry Fitzgerald, Drew Brees, Phillip Rivers, Jason Witten, Frank Gore, pretty big list there.
Pretty big list just in those four alone.
Yeah.
You think of Larry Fitzgerald, Drew Brees, they're kind of obviously, it feels like obvious picks to put in the Hall of Fame without a doubt.
Yeah.
Frank Gore even, he felt like he had one of the longest careers out of any NFL player aside from like Tom Brady.
Yeah, just the duration of how long you played.
And he played hard.
At a position, too, that doesn't normally last more than like 5 years.
49ers, Bills, I can't remember.
Colts, I think.
Colts, yeah.
Yeah.
Just a crazy athlete.
So in addition to those guys, you got Eli Manning.
Oh, yeah.
You have Adam Vinatieri. And you have Luke Kuechly, the incredible linebacker for the Panthers. And then if you go down below that, you got Marvin Harrison. I think that's who that... No, that's not... That's the Steelers linebacker.
Yes. Oh, my God.
But Harrison is the last name. Torrey Holt, LaShawn McCoy, who's a running back for the Eagles for a long time.
And Chiefs at the end there.
Yeah. And even down below that, Reggie Wayne, Des Bryant.
Will Ford, yeah.
Hines Ward, Anquan Bolton.
Alex Smith. How about that? Todd Gurley?
Yeah.
How was Todd Gurley in that?
I don't know.
I know he retired early, but
the
Rams didn't win that Super Bowl, did they?
Mm-mm.
But he had a crazy amount of rushing yards.
So it's pretty interesting. And again, like I said before we went on the air, if Witten, if a Cowboy, and it could be two other Cowboy, Sean Lee's eligible too.
Okay.
And so is Darren Woodson again in the senior category.
Got it.
And he's been rejected for several years now.
Recycled. Listen, Phillip Rivers is in this potential. Yeah. I think it's hard to put Phillip Rivers in over Eli Manning.
Yeah.
And, this is further going to be that conversation about Eli and Phillip Rivers.
Yep.
I bet you Eli gets in first.
I could see that.
I could see Phillip Rivers being down the road. Maybe not, first ballot?
Yeah.
But, a little ways after that, only because, the Super Bowls matter so much.
Yeah.
Unless you were a dominant at your position, which Phillip Rivers was really good.
Yeah.
I'm not saying he wasn't. There was no Super Bowl tied to his name.
Yes, it really seems like that dominant and that tenure, Super Bowls definitely help kick you if it's a tie.
Well, and that's the quarterback role. You know what I mean?
Yep.
It feels like it's going to be hard because I think it was last year, social media went up in flames for a little bit saying, if Phillip Rivers gets in, but this other guy doesn't because he doesn't have a Super Bowl, but he didn't have as many dominant performances. It's really tricky. I hope Phillip Rivers gets in. He could start one side of the ball with all of his kids plus him.
Yeah.
And his one daughter is just now having a baby.
Oh, no kidding.
His youngest kid and his daughter's youngest kid are the same age.
Oh, my gosh. No kidding.
How about that for a mind fuck?
That's crazy.
So,
Holy hell.
It's just like, I don't know. I hope he gets in.
Yeah.
That's all I can say.
I sure do too. But you're right. Probably going to be Manning over Phillip Rivers, but I hope Phil gets in there for sure.
And Luke Kuechly, dominant. Vinatieri, one of the best kickers ever. I have to assume he'll be in next year without a doubt.
Yep.
And then we'll see from there who else gets in.
Yeah, there's a lot of good people there.
I really think Rivers will be a couple years.
Could be.
I think they're just going to have to set a tone with Eli first, and then they'll do that. And the Manning family with the NFL. They know enough people. They'll make it work.
And I mean, honestly, I would not be surprised to see Witten wait another year or two. This thing says a lock. I don't know about that.
Yeah, I'm curious if MGM
no Super Bowls there.
Yeah.
You know?
But tight end longevity and everything else, maybe.
Yeah.
That last season was rough for him, though.
That was rough.
Because he came back, didn't he?
I think
season,
he did.
He retired, came back, it didn't go well, and he was back to retirement.
Yeah, I would say Drew Brees and Eli Manning would probably both be locks.
Yeah, in my head at least. And Phillip Rivers would probably go down a tier into the coin flip.
Yep.
For me. But you know, if Witten and Rivers get in next year, we got to go.
Oh, we're going.
Yeah.
Deal.
Easy peasy, lemon squeezy.
Episode 91 to close this out.
Yes.
So I looked up the most famous 91 just for the hell of it, since 91 was kind of tricky.
The 91 for the NFL is not a well-respected number.
No. But Kevin Green, that played for the Panthers and the Steelers, wore 91, at least with the Panthers. I don't know if he wore that number with the Steelers, but known for being a sack master and incredible player, Hall of Famer.
Did it say when he played?
He played, I think, so the last Super Bowl the Cowboys, as they were kind of 96 the year after their last Super Bowl, I think he was with the Steelers for the last Super Bowl, and then I think he went to the Panthers the next year.
Okay.
So I think he was probably in the mid-90s when he kind of called it a career, but he kind of had a Hulk Hogan-looking face to him.
God.
And he was definitely a problem.
R.I.P. brother.
Yeah.
Well, how about that?
How about 91 for you?
The only guy I could really find, and I'm just going with the current player because there wasn't exactly any master classes that I saw. Deshaun Hand got drafted by the Lions, played with the Dolphins, played somewhere else, and now he's with the Chargers.
Okay.
So
he's there currently.
Okay. I think this is his first season with the Chargers too. So
right on.
I'll have to try and find a picture of him and his number. But coming from the Dolphins, one more player jumping ship.
That thing is. Everybody's talking about the Dolphins just being it's gonna
interesting. Yeah, I have to keep convincing myself they're good, but I keep struggling to stay there.
Yeah,
because they have like Chubb, they've got a couple other great defensive players. They got Micah Fitzpatrick, but Tua on the offense, and then that defense not falling apart. But there's something about it. It feels like they can't do it.
Yeah, it feels like it's built on a rough foundation for sure.
And I don't know. Mike McDaniels, we'll see where he ends up, how he does.
Maybe they'll surprise the hell out of us.
Maybe he will. I feel like I am constantly beating down the Dolphins, but they're about the same boat as the Chargers, so such is life.
91 for the Cowboys was LP Loudershire.
You got two?
He was, I used Kevin Green for the This is a Cowboys one, yeah.
Oh, best 91 ever.
I tied in the Hall of Fame with a Hall of Fame 91.
I've got it.
Yep. I took 2 bites of the...
I would be looking for Kevin Green in a Dallas Cowboys uniform for hours if I had not figured that out.
Well, that's good we had that chat there.
Yeah, hey, appreciate it.
So, so this guy was, LP, was the long snapper for the Cowboys.
Okay.
And it should be noted, for 16 seasons.
Wow.
He did all the long snapping for punts and kicks. That's incredible.
I feel like that's a head coach's wet dream. Just find someone that's good at it and just keep them there.
You know, when I think back to it, 2005 is when he started with the Cowboys. You never heard anything about bad snaps for 16 years.
I'll have to check out his stats, but if you were there for 16, you would assume pretty damn good about it.
Pretty damn good.
Because that would have been right, not Zerline, but they had a kicker there for years.
Yeah.
Oh my God, not Akers.
No.
Fuck.
Zerline came in at the end.
Yes.
And then we recently,
Aubrey,
Brandon Aubrey. So you're thinking before Zerline.
Oh yeah, I'm thinking like
Nick Folk was in there.
Maybe.
There was another guy in there, I think, too.
I'm gonna look that up when I'm putting shit around this.
Yep. But there you go.
16 seasons is a long snapper. God bless.
That tenure is impressive. Yeah, for sure.
I mean, it's just like defense. You only hear about the bad things.
That's it.
No one shows the highlights of a good coverage. No one shows the highlights of a perfect snap.
And that guy was really that way where you didn't hear his name called for for anything.
That's good.
Yeah.
In the NFL world, that's good.
Yep.
I think I saw, too, Rashee Rice still might get a suspension.
Really?
Yeah, I think the NFL's still determining it. So they're saying, week 1 to X amount when they decide how long that is, he could still be out for.
No kidding.
Should be interesting. Nothing crazy, just current news.
Yeah. Good stuff.
Nevertheless, people, everyone have a great week. We'll be drinking beer on the lake, enjoying life, and we'll see you all next week on the Coy Pond. Peace.